Far Side Movie Reviews.
How do everybody? So today is probably an exciting day for a lot of people. It is the day that B&B drops in theaters. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see it. I have an 8:30 show in 3D, no less, for B&B. B&B stands for Beauty and the Beast. The live adaptation drops tonight. You guys, so I'm going to go check that out, and then we'll be reviewing that in a little bit. But I want to talk about something else that drops that you might be excited about, because maybe you're a guy that doesn't go to the movies, but you're all about the streaming. You know what comes out tomorrow on the 17th? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Iron Fist. So let's talk a little bit about this. And of course, you guys, you know that I'll be talking about Iron Fist as the series rolls out, and I'll probably do a series review, and I'll probably binge watch the series when honestly I should be doing other things that are more responsible with my time. But hey, Iron Fist is coming out tomorrow. So let's start with some things that I was a little bit worried about with this film, and then I'm going to talk about some things. I have some info right here that I think is kind of cool with what they've done, with what Marvel has done kind of thematically with Iron Fist, and I like it because it's consistent with the feel of Chinese martial arts, which is what we should see in Iron Fist. And that leads me to what I was a little bit concerned about. So I was talking to another YouTuber about this, and I was saying, man, I don't know, Anthony, like I don't want to see any MMA. I don't want to see Danny Rand doing MMA. All right? I know it's hot right now, you guys. I know it's trending. And listen, no love lost to all of the folks who do MMA, who love MMA. I'm a big fan. I've been a martial artist for a long time. Hold a black belt in Chinese Kung Fu, hold a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I love martial arts, period. Just period. I love all kinds of martial arts. So it's no hate there. But when we're talking about Iron Fist, and we're talking about the style of martial arts that we need to see in this Netflix series, it needs to be Chinese martial arts, no MMA. So when I first saw the trailers, I was like, oh man, I think I saw like a Superman punch in there or something like that. And I will say this, one thing about Chinese martial arts, there's so many different styles, so many different systems. And it's funny when one system thinks that they've kind of coined a move and they say, oh, you took that from our system. Well, honestly, all systems borrow from other systems, and Chinese martial arts has so many different movements, so many different styles, that you could see something from a very old style of Chinese martial arts that looks very similar to a martial arts that's not as old. I hope that notification did not pick up on the video and think that they stole it. But maybe they didn't, because there's just so many different styles of really old martial arts, Chinese martial arts, that stuff looks so similar in all of it. And they all borrow from everybody. That's the truth of it. But there are certain elements of Chinese martial arts that we need to see from Danny. We need to see the fluidity. We need to see the dynamics in the movements. We need to see all of that. And he needs to be able to execute that well. And here's a little hint. You can tell sometimes when you have an actor that has learned fight choreography, but they're not that good at it, because the camera will try and compensate by showing you a lot of different dramatic angles, trying to make the fight scene maybe look more intense, by showing you different angles with the camera, kind of just trying to heighten the whole experience. But when you have an actor that's actually pretty good at fight choreography, let's go to John Wick from John Wick 2 and John Wick 1 for that matter. Did you guys notice something about that? Notice how the fight scenes in John Wick 1 and John Wick 2 does not have a whole bunch of dynamic camera angles all over the place, but you get these nice fluid scenes of action, of fighting action. So what that means is that Keanu Reeves had learned the choreography well enough to be able to pull it off in front of the camera and not need the assistance of a whole bunch of camera angles to make it look like a beast. And if you've seen John Wick 1 or 2, the fight sequences are monstrous in that. Well, that's what we need from Iron Fist. We need to see those long shots, those kind of medium long shots is what I mean. Shots of just uninterrupted action. And hopefully we get that. If we don't, and they need to use the camera to help Finn out, Finn is the actor that plays Danny Rand, and that's fine. But hopefully he has that choreography down well enough for us to see these nice, fluid, long shots. We'll see how that goes. Chinese martial arts is hard to pull off on screen because the moves are so dynamic, they're so fluid, and they're odd. The angles are odd. Some of the strikes are odd because they're based on all kinds of odd things like animal styles and all that good stuff. So that's the big thing that I'm looking for. I'm looking for real, authentic looking Chinese Kung Fu. That's my big fear. Now, I hope with the story that the story is pretty good here. When I saw some of the trailers, it looked a little bit humorous, and I'm fine with humor on it, but please don't. If you're going to take it in a direction, I'd like to see it go in a more of a serious direction. And some of the humor in some of the trailers made me a little bit nervous. I'm not too heavy on the jokes. I kind of need to feel the seriousness of this and the weight of this. Now, I understand that Danny Rand's character is a bit of a joker. That's fine if you want to have that as an element, a part of the character build, but I hope this thing is not just a laugh fest, because I need to be able to take what I'm seeing on the screen seriously. So that's another thing I noticed from the trailers, but we will see, you guys, because this thing drops tomorrow. So I'm really excited about it. Listen, here are some things that are pretty cool. Now, I don't know how much you know about Kung Fu, but it is true that a lot of Kung Fu styles and strikes and all that are really patterned after animal movements. And that's not just something that someone said that's a fairy tale. So they really are. They're patterned after different animals or insects. So when when you hear things like praying mantis, and there are all these systems of praying mantis, 7-star praying mantis, or tiger, or crane, and then there's different forms of crane, white crane, all that kind of good stuff, or leopard or monkey. All of those fighting styles are actually patterned after animals. So what's cool is when you have certain strikes in Chinese martial arts, they really are patterned, or they're really named after some martial arts movement, like dragon whips his tail, or lion emerges from cage, or monkey climbs tree. It sounds strange, but a lot of those movements are actually patterned after those types of things. So what Iron Fist does, which is really cool, and it's subtle, but I like it because it just kind of follows the theme. I'm going to read it to you right here, you guys. They actually named some of the episodes after kind of that whole Chinese theme, which I think is really cool. So listen, let's check out some of the names here. We're just going to highlight some of my favorite ones. So one of the ones I really like is actually the first episode, Snow Gives Way, because it's kind of telling about all this going on as this whole series is starting to unfold. Another one that I really like is 8 Diagram Dragon Poem. That just sounds mean. 8 Diagram Dragon Poem is the name of one of the episodes. Here's one that's pretty cool with some interesting information. Check this out. Here's one that says, where is it? There it is. Immortal emerges from cave. Now, that sounds pretty cool, but what's really cool about that is that episode is directed by the RZA. If you don't know who he is, used to be a member of the Wu-Tang Clan, and he actually starred in, and I think, I could be wrong about this second part, he starred in, and I think maybe partially directed or partially wrote, maybe starred in and wrote Man with the Iron Fist, which came out a while ago. So it's cool to see him actually have a part in Iron Fist. I was also happy with the fight choreography, and oh man, I can't remember the guy's name. Who helps with the fight choreography, because I was a little bit nervous about that too, especially given that the actor Finn, I can't remember Finn's first name either, that plays Danny Rand, doesn't have any prior martial arts experience. But the guy who worked on the fight choreography, and also I believe he helped with the stunts, oh man, you know what, you guys, if you know his name, put his name down below. I'm not going to go through looking it up. But what's cool about him is that he did work on some projects that are really respectable. He worked on Blade. I believe he was in some of the X-Men projects. But there was one project, when I heard that he worked on that, then I was like, all right, I'm good, which was Marco Polo, another really good series on Netflix. And the fight scenes in Marco Polo are vicious. So if we've got that guy working on this project with Iron Fist, then I'm good. Like, I'm excited. I just need for Finn to really pick up the choreography so that we can really sell this. So I'm excited about Iron Fist, you guys. So far, by far, my favorite Netflix series has been Luke Cage, but I'm excited to see what Iron Fist will bring to the table. I mean, we've had Jessica Jones, we've had Daredevil, Luke Cage, now we have Iron Fist, and I really want this to come off well, because since about 2000, actually, Marvel has been trying to make an Iron Fist movie. They just have not been able to get it off the ground. It went through a whole bunch of directors and just kind of fell through. And the reason that we actually have the Netflix series for Marvel, slow down now, leading up to the Avengers, is because after that failed movie attempt, there were some Marvel writers that were writing the series, and it was the series that did I say Avengers or Defenders? If I said Avengers, I meant Defenders. That was leading up to the Defenders, and Netflix was one of the folks that was looking at it, and they picked it up, and I bet they are now, because those shows are probably some of the most successful streaming shows on Netflix. So, guys, I'm super excited about this. Hopefully you guys are too. Danny Rand as Iron Fist is coming to Netflix tomorrow, March the 17th. The whole season drops. You got 13 episodes to binge watch, and then we will get into it. So, guys, let me know what you think about this. Are you looking forward to Iron Fist? What other Netflix series do you really like? Do you think are good or something that people should get into? One of the things I like about what I'm seeing during with a lot of streaming is that we really are seeing a lot of content that's really good. I mean, it's well acted, it's well produced, it's well written, and it's great for folks that just kind of want something to watch, that don't always want to go to the movies, like myself and a lot of us that really love film. So it gives you a nice alternative if you're looking for something at home that you just want to see. So again, guys, let me know in the comment box what you are thinking about Iron Fist. It drops tomorrow. Guys, please make sure that you subscribe, become a Farsighter, and join the Farside community. You'll see a little button that pops up with me doing that. You can click that to subscribe. There's also some white text floating around at the bottom that says subscribe here. You can click that as well. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this, give it a thumbs down. But if you give it a thumbs down, at least tell me why in the comment section you thought it was horrible. At least do that. All right? Guys, again, thank you. Please make sure to ding, hit that notification button on your way out so you can see what's coming next. I will be reviewing Beauty and the Beast, which I am going to check out tonight. And I will finally get up the answers to my Q&A, which I know is just taking me forever to get up, but I've been collecting answers from a lot of different questions from a lot of different sources, so I'm finally going to get that up, because some of you guys have been like, when are you going to answer our questions? So, guys, thank you so much, and as always, I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.